Commentary. I'm Mark Allen, and I am back with a few more, little more fanzine fun, and kind of pulling out some great old stuff that's just a lot of fun to look at. And I'm going to start. A lot of times you save the best till last. I'm going to say I think what is probably my most treasured fanzine. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to show it to you first. Let me get the. This is number 5, the original from the issue number 5 from the winter of 1962-1963, the original Alter Ego number 5, and you have the Eclipse on there. I forget the creator of the Eclipse's name, Drury Moroz. But you have a color illo of the Eclipse on the front there. This is just a lot of fun. There is some browning around the edges of this old book, but considering the material, I'm really thrilled at the condition I was able to get it in a few years ago. You have an Alan, let's see, it's Alan Weiss. Some of these names, they sign their names as young artists, and it's hard to make out sometimes. Yes, Alan Weiss, Captain America illustration on the back there. Okay. Inside, however, you have a very early Mike Vosberg illustration of this amazing Spider-Man and the Human Torch. Vosberg obviously being a very young fan there, but very cool stuff there. You do have an early illustration here by, let's see, Bill Joe White illustration, the JLA Overcrowded. That's a question, I suppose. Bill Joe White doing that. Bill Joe White actually did quite a bit of work throughout this book. You have even a special pinup page of the BLA. I'm not sure who is a takeoff of the JLA. I'm not sure who the BLA, what BLA stands for. It's probably an accompanying article in here somewhere that tells that. But it's by a young Roy Thomas. There's the BLA. Okay, and there's the young Roy Thomas up in the corner. Very cool stuff there. Of course, we know that Roy Thomas had a lot to do with the early Alter Ego, as did Jerry Bales, and so and then here is the story by Drury Moroz, art by Ron Foss. The first couple of pages of the Eclipse, which I believe was a hero just for Alter Ego, I believe, and so I think that's right, but I don't know the history on that character. Okay, so you've got several pages of that story. Very, very cool fan art, exciting. You could follow that story, or I could. And so you have a great, just a great little fun book here. You do have of course, fan favorite, Carmine Infantino. Now, when I say fan favorite, I don't mean necessarily this fan, but many fans' favorite. Carmine Infantino sent in three profiles of, flashes there. And so, that's kind of cool. And of course, a fanzine would print that. And so anyway, just a cool, the Alter Ego, of course, is a really very cool chapter in the history of fanzines. All right, next we have what is definitely a fanzine, but also part comic book. But you have Charlton Bullseye number 4, published in 1976. And I bought this originally because, not for the fab Joe Staton cover, of course, or for the long Joe Staton E-Man story inside, okay, but several pages of E-Man in there, and so very cool, some substantial reading there, and not even for the very cool Walt Simonson Peacemaker inner front inside cover illustration, okay. But I got it because it was the first, it contained the first story after John Byrne's Doomsday Squad, or Doomsday Plus Squad, I should say, had ended. They continued. They did one more story in issues 4 and 5 of Charlton Bullseye. And so you have some great early John Byrne Doomsday Plus 1 work in there, okay? And it's several pages in each book, in each issue. Just some very, I tell you, I just really, and even the more I look at John Byrne's early art, the more I like it. Now, I like the man's work all the way through Submariner in there. What was that? Late 80s, early 90s. I liked his work all the way through. But I mean, when he was a young, hungry artist, like many, he really amped up his game. And so you have kind of a cool Al Milgrom character sketch on the back. I'm not sure who that is. Who is that? Someone tell me who that is. I'm not up on my Charlton characters. Very bright illustration, though. Okay. And you do have this wonderful, you do have a great centerfold illustration of E-Man by Frank Thorne. E-Man and the characters. Frank Thorne illustration. Very cool stuff. Okay. Very cool fanzine. And then lastly, Charlton Bullseye number 5, because of course it continues the Doomsday Plus 1 story, but also has sports a rockin' cover illustration of the question by none other than Alex Toth. Okay, Alex Toth. And you might wonder, well, why in the world? I mean, that's great. That's wonderful. Why in the world would there be an Alex Toth question cover on the front of Charlton Bullseye number 5? Well, that would probably be because there is an Alex Toth question story inside, Alex Toth illustrated. Okay, and so, man, anytime I can get a hold of some Toth artwork, it's just a lot of fun. The guy's a master, or was a master, and I always appreciate his work, and just a lot of fun to read and follow along. Had a very singular style that was a little bit Ditko, a little bit, I don't know, I've heard some people say a little bit Frank Thorne. I've heard some people say a little bit, I can't think of some. I've heard so many people say that, talk about who they thought fed into his style, fed into Toth's style. But Toth, at the end of the day, though, was, he was an artist all his own. But lots of cool illustrations in there. And then you have a Mike Nasser illustration of, I'm not sure if that's John Carter, Warlord of Mars, or who that is. But some of y'all out there can tell me who that is. And then you have some great Don Newton, with a discussion, with an interview with Don Newton. You got some great Don Newton Phantom illos here. Don Newton, just such a, I don't know, sometimes I think such an underrated artist, but there are some really rabid fans of his work out there. And then, of course, you do have, here's a Dave Cockrum illustration, Phantom illustration here from '76. That's kind of cool. That's very cool. Love some Cockrum work there. And then you have the rest of the Doomsday Plus 1 story. It ends in this issue, but great stuff there. And then to top it all off, wonderful Doomsday Plus 1 illustration on the back by none other than Neil Adams. And so great stuff there. Anyway, I just thought I'd share a few more fanzines with you, because fanzines are fun. And I had a little bit of time, not much time today, but I wanted to do that. So anyway, thanks for watching. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't, and share this video, like this video, and tell others about 4-Color Commentary. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.